kid. It's the kid, 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 it's the kid. I knew I was forgetting something. I knew I'd forget something. So, guys, lots to discuss. Lots to discuss. Well, I'm going to be reviewing the Champions League. I'm going to be also looking ahead to the games this weekend. But I think, of course, the biggest story, the biggest, hugest story to land is, of course, the Chelsea transfer ban. So I put a little thing out there. Guys, what we're in. So we've got a bit of beverage here. And I've also got myself some custard creams. Custard creams, cut the check. I repeat, custard creams, please cut the freaking check. So that's the little meal that I have here. So guys, you know what? This is a Friday now. So we're just going to try and go in, talk, laugh, educate, have things and everything. So I've got a lot of stuff, that I want to, break down and talk about. But remember, I'm always looking at the chats room. So if there's anything interesting, I'll pick it out. But if you definitely want a question read out or you want me to respond to it, use the super chat, because the super chat is where I'll be able to see it. And it also helps to support this channel and support your boy Double H Half Hope. So that is what it's all about. And yeah, man. So let's get on. So really, so so again, we're going to talk about reviewing the Champions League games from last week and this week. Maybe do a little bit of Europa League, but again, no real big games. The Europa League were played. Then I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about also the Chelsea transfer ban, previews of the matches this weekend. I want to talk about Cristiano's gesture, his 5 gesture. I want to talk a little bit about that, and just keep it all the way stack on that. So that's the key thing. So there's a lot of stuff. So I want to start off first with the Champions League. So let's look at Liverpool Bayern. Because I actually put a little poll. Again, remember, hit the website, halffootballhub.com. So put out a poll out there, as in who has the advantage now coming in. Because again, I'll be real with you. I didn't think Bayern would be able to keep Liverpool to a goalless thing. I didn't think that was possible. I mean, what's it? Look, guys, I told you I have different football jerseys, man. I told you I'm a man of the football hearts, man. So the thing about it is that I didn't really believe that Bayern would be able to go there and really hold down the flipping fort. But it was a great defensive display, but I am still not happy with Lewandowski. Because people have said, okay, like Coman wasn't playing well, he didn't get supply, he didn't get service, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? I'm still tempted to induct him, because when has Lewandowski ever shown up for Bayern Munich in a knockout game in the Champions League? Let's be real. Let's call all the crap. Has he ever shown up in the knockout stage of the Champions League for Bayern? We all know what the dude did for thingy my Jigman. So that's where I'm starting at right there, man. So all right, you know what, Mr. Fortune, where? Because you keep on asking, Mr. Fortune, I've now made you a moderator, man. So, Mr. Fortune, please, I am relying upon you now. If you see any spams happening, make sure you get rid of any spam. So you're now the guy I've now designated as my moderator now, because again, last time there was a lot of craziness with a lot of guys spamming. So Mr. Fortune, because you've been asking me for 3,000 years, you're now in charge of making sure that there is no spam happening. So back to this whole thing. So for Lewandowski, you know what? I'm still not happy that the guy didn't really show up. I'm still not happy because, yes, he didn't get service, but this was a Liverpool team without Van Dijk. It was a Liverpool team without Van Dijk, and you had to do a lot more. You had to do a lot more to make sure that all of that was held down. So, but it is what it is. Coman was trash. People were telling me that, like, oh, Coman was injured. And as I said in my review, this is simple ABC of management. Coman, who is quick and fast, if he's 80%, start with Ribery, bring on Coman for the last 20 minutes to add some speed to, but you're not giving him like 45 minutes to play, but you're giving him 20 minutes to play when everyone else is tired, and therefore he's far more potent. But with Liverpool, man, I don't know. That's why I'll get to the whole Liverpool United thing. I mean, the preview is gonna drop tomorrow. I'm gonna film the preview tonight. I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna roll it in tomorrow. But for Liverpool, man, I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed because remember, I gave them a 3-1. I gave them a 3-1. So to not register a single goal against a Bayern side who conceded 2 goals against Augsburg. So the conceded 2 against, so Augsburg can score 2 goals against Bayern, but you can't register a single goal at Anfield, and you're supposedly one of the best teams in the Premier League. And that doesn't really compete with me. So who has the advantage? I think it's interesting. And this is the beauty of the away goal rule. Bayern Munich are at home. That is huge. They are the Allianz Arena. In 2019, can we really call the Allianz Arena a fortress? Let's be real. Let me grab a course quick. In 2019, can we really call the Allianz Arena a fortress? Oh, no, we can. Liverpool can get a result there, 100%. Because remember, all they need is a score draw. That's why, for me, I don't think anybody really has. I don't believe that anybody really has the full-on advantage. Because, yes, Bayern Munich are at home. Yes, they're the Allianz Arena, but it's not a fortress. And Liverpool know that every goal they score is to the power of 2. And that's huge. Having a situation where every goal you score is to the power of 2 is a huge, massive advantage to have. So I think that makes it interesting. Porto, Roma, I think that's going to be a great second leg because it's 2-1. Porto, I believe, will be the favourites, but Roma are ahead, and I think Roma can go down and score. And I think it was such an even game because I was watching highlights today. It's such an even game that for that one, it can definitely go either way. So then on Wednesday, what did we have on Wednesday? So it was Real Madrid, Tottenham, Dortmund. Okay, because guys were getting at me because I didn't talk about Tottenham, Dortmund in the last time Champions League review thing. Dortmund are out. They're going to have a goal. They're going to go full out and everything, but they're out. And that's why I'm tempted to, because remember, they lost to 3-0, and I think they drew against the bottom side in the Bundesliga. So Lucien Favre might need to go in, might going to break the watch. These guys were 9 points ahead in the Bundesliga. 9 points in the Bundesliga. It's now been down to 3. When Bayern win, I think either today or tomorrow, they play tomorrow. That's now going to be them back on top. And you've pretty much already exited any kind of chance of you advancing to the next round of the Champions League, because 3-0 down, Dortmund will score goals. 100% they'll score goals. Tottenham will score. Tottenham will not be scoreless then. I think Son will probably score, even Harry Kane will score. Remember, Harry Kane is going to be back in time. So, but for Tottenham, what a season. What an amazing season. For a team to have not bought any players for a whole year and to still be competitive in the Premier League, still be in the top 3 in the Premier League, and to also pretty much be in the quarterfinals of the... Because, wait, correct me if I'm wrong, where did Tottenham reach last season? So did Juve knock them out in the quarterfinals or in the second round? Oh no, did they knock them out in the quarterfinals or the second round? Yeah, but But which okay, randos, yeah. So because again, so when last were Tottenham in the quarterfinals of the Champions League? That's very interesting. You know, I think it's actually been quite a while the last time that these guys were in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So that in itself is because for me, if Tottenham somehow don't go through, it would be absolutely an amazing turnaround. Because yes, Dortmund are amazing at home. They do score lots of goals at home. And I think, but just based on the kind of same things that Tottenham are, how good they are defensively, if Dortmund managed, because again, for Dortmund to go through, they need 5 goals. They need 5 goals because Tottenham are scoring at least 1 goal. So for them to go through, they need 5 goals. Because remember, so Tottenham are scoring a minimum of 1 goal, maybe more, but a minimum goal. But so can Dortmund beat Tottenham 5-1? No, I mean no, they can't. Maybe 2, maybe 3 goals, maybe 4 goals, but I think maybe maximum 3. Maximum 3. So that was okay. I'm confused. Okay, so Ajax, Real Madrid. Guys, let me be real with you right now. Let me be real with you right now. We're probably going to discuss this on Sunday in the hangout. Let me be real with you right now. Because we don't know VAR, he's here and there and everything. Can we agree that Ajax are a better team than Girona? I mean, is it fair for us to just agree on that point that Ajax are a better team than Girona? Girona beat Real Madrid pretty convincingly at the Bernabeu. Are you saying Ajax cannot go to the Bernabeu and beat Real Madrid? So that tie is very much alive. It is very much alive. I mean, like for me, that's going to be a great game because Ajax now look. You've got nothing to lose here. You've got nothing to lose. So you might as well just go full on and just ride through. You've got absolutely nothing to lose whatsoever. So, Real Madrid are the favorites, but I think already with the loss against Girona, I think this is one of Real Madrid's worst ever records or worst ever loss tally that they've had in La Liga for a very long time. So the Bernabeu is not a fortress because remember Real Madrid, even through their run of winning 3 in a row, they were very shaky at home. It was their away form that really led them through. So look, Ajax have a very good chance, man. They've got a very, very good chance, and you cannot sleep on those boys. So we now move to next Tuesday. So sorry, I think I got confused. So who played on the same night as Lyon and Barcelona? Can't remember. And what am I going to like? Who played on the Tuesday? Oh, sorry. Okay, my mistake. Thank you. Okay, so PSG Man United. Again, look. Can United come back? Because every single time I think of this, I keep saying that, look, man, at least they've got Labille. With Labille, you never know. United have no chance of beating PSG without Labille. Let me put it to you straight. PSG should already be kept in the Brick Academy under lock and key. That badge should still be fully inducted. Based on the miracle of Camp Nou, PSG, they shouldn't even show their faces. Let me tell you this right now. I'm going to reiterate this when I do my preview. If PSG dare lose to Man United at the crib without Labille, they have to absolve. They must be banned from the Champions League from all time. From all time. Let me repeat myself. If those boys lose to Man United at the crib without Labille, like the club as an entity must be done. UEFA have to just completely throw them out from everything. So for PSG, they should I think PSG and Tottenham, they should pretty much say, look, man, quarterfinals, let's. I think those are the guys who are there at almost dead set to be in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Lyon, Barcelona. Let's talk about the Cannibal. The Cannibal is talented. The Cannibal is talented. The Cannibal is, we know that this man is talented. The Cannibal is talented. But ever since his Liverpool time and things and everything, even during that whole big season for Liverpool and everything, he is not, his finishing isn't that good. And I think people really sort of look at just his overall, basically, they look at his goal tally, his skills, his dribbling, his technique, his touch, the kinds of goals that he scores, and they sort of forget that, wait a minute. Like when you look at Aguero, Harry Kane, even you bring in Lewandowski, Aubameyang, these are consistent goal scorers, and these are guys where, like Aguero, one-on-one, it's a goal. Cannibal, one-on-one, I can't guarantee he'll score it. And I think that is something that is missing. Like, he's not clinical. Because Messi has been creating a lot for this dude. So Messi has been creating a lot for this dude. And the fact that he's not really been able to, because really Barcelona should be 6, 7, 8, they should be 10, 11 points. They should be even further ahead of Atletico, and thinking that they should be 15, 16 points ahead. But I just think that Cannibal's lack of finishing quality, I think, is truly harming them. I think is truly harming them. So they should beat Lyon. They should beat Lyon. I saw what Bilbao did at the new camp. I saw what Sevilla did. I saw what Betis did. Lyon know that it's 0-0. We have the power of the away goal. So it's like you just never know. You simply just never know. I think there's always a chance and always an opportunity for them to ride in through. But I just think that for Barcelona, look, they'll score, man. You know, Barcelona will definitely score, and they should go through. But Lyon have a very good chance, because I think for Lyon, you have, because again, I've been watching quite a few of these dudes' games on the 11 Sports and so forth, and they play with a freedom. Sorry, what's it called? I've been watching a lot of Barcelona's games at 11 Sports, and I've seen how a lot of teams have come to the Camp Nou. But like back in the day when they had David Villa, Pedro, Xavi, Iniesta, and thingy, the Camp Nou was a fortress. Like, the miracle at Camp Nou happened because they had Iniesta and specifically Neymar. Specifically Neymar. So those were very key members of said team. So Barcelona should definitely go through, because I think why Barcelona should go through is that I still think that when Messi's there, look, it is what it's like. Without Messi, we now have a very interesting situation. But with Messi there, man, I mean, you know, that's the thing, man. But remember, guys, as I always said, there are lots of comments up and down. If you definitely want your question read out and want me to respond, use the super chat. If you use the super chat, I'll be able to see it and I'll be able to respond to it and help to support your boy and the Football channel. So Wednesday, Schalke. I demand. Yo, Daddy T, man. What's up, man? What's up, man? Wait, what do you mean by? Oh, because you obviously saw my tweet and everything. Look, man, we'll talk. I'll explain my love for Batman. I'll explain my love for Batman. Yo, guys, I'm just saying, guys. When you call Dragbug, if you don't know, he's you know, my Talking Tactics home. Remember, guys, Talking Tactics, the podcast, we release it every Wednesday. I always tweet it out. It's on Spotify. It's on. Wait, what else is it on, Danny? It's on Spotify. It's on Apple. It's on ShopRite. It's on Xvideo. Okay, no, it's not on Xvideos, but yeah, it's on a few things. So yeah, so look out for that whole podcast, because we're coming up with something special. There's a very, because I can't really talk about it too much, but there is a special, thingy coming through. Okay. So from Segun Ajayi, Ekaro, guys, elections are tomorrow. Nigerian elections are tomorrow. Let's hope that they go through peacefully. Peaceful elections tomorrow, hopefully. So Segun Ajayi, do you think there'll be shocks in the Champions League like last year's World Cup? Do I think there'll be shocks in the Champions League like last year's World Cup? No, I don't think so. Because, again, thank you for the super chat there, Sheikh Majayi. The reason why I don't think so is, I mean, the only really big shock in the World Cup really was Croatia. I think was how far Croatia went. But can you really call that a shock, really? Like, for me, the real big shock was 2002 World Cup. But if you look at it right now, Atletico beating Juventus ain't a shock. Either Tottenham or Dortmund beating each other ain't a shock. United, I just don't think they've got a chance of beating PSG. But even if they did, it's still United. But still, I don't think they have a chance of beating PSG. I don't believe Lyon will beat Barcelona, because if they beat them, that would be a shock. Let's chill on Ajax. I'm not saying Ajax is going to beat Real Madrid or anything, because remember, you guys were insulting me. You guys insulted me. You said, what's it called? Trending prospects. I'm not saying Ajax will. Put it this way. If there is to be a shock, it will be the Ajax game. That, I believe, will be the only shock of this round. So that is the only shock that I believe will be this round. It's is Ajax in the Real Madrid. The other ones, I just think, like Lyon, Barcelona, Liverpool, Bayern, whoever wins that, it's not really a shock either way. But yeah, just so on the Lyon, so yeah, Lyon by Barcelona, I still think Barcelona should see that through. So, Schalke. Please, someone, I'm begging you, I'm looking at the chat room right now, give me a compelling reason. If you give me a compelling reason, I'll send you a free shirt. Guys, don't worry. The Football Hot Shop is coming out soon. It's coming out very soon. Okay, I'm going to be selling those shirts very soon. Give me a compelling reason, and I'll wait. I'll eat my custard cream. Give me a compelling reason why Schalke should be allowed to play the second leg. That's it. Just give me a compelling reason why those bricks should be allowed to play the second leg. Some people are sick, man. Some people are sick. You're more 40 fellow than Nigerian. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, I'll talk a bit about Labille. I'll talk a little bit about him. Don't worry. I'll talk a little bit about Labille, man. But for me, I just feel that that dude, oh sorry, those. Oh, what do you mean? Those bricks should not be allowed to play second leg. How do you not only not hold on to a lead with the extra man, but you triple down and you lose the game while you're a man up? How is that possible? How are you even allowed to be playing a Champions League knockout game? Because remember, when the groups were drawn, I was like, hey, that group there is, look, man, forget those guys. As for Man City, boom. Pep, I'm watching you. You think you're slick. I'm the only guy that's allowed to use reverse psychology there. I'm the only guy that's allowed to use, you're not allowed to use reverse psychology, because Pep said this team isn't ready to win the Champions League. This team is not ready to compete. What? Obviously, that's reverse psychology because you can't be serious. You can't be paid this amount of money, having spent this amount of money, and in the second season, you're saying, "No, sorry, this team isn't ready to this team isn't ready to compete for a Champions League." That's bullcrap. Like Pep, you will be judged by whether you win the Champions League or not. Because remember, again, I forget his name. I retweeted him, Nigerian journalist. I told you guys, no mess with Nigerians, man. Don't mess with your boy Nigerians, man. Where's my thing, man? Where's my thing? Let me show this thing, man. Don't mess with your boy Nigerians. Don't waste your boy Nigerians. Nigerian journalist said to Pep, yo, you've only won with Messi. So is it true that Messi gave you those Champions Leagues? And he said yes. Obviously, he was trying to be slick. Trying to be like, oh yes, I'm very humble and everything like that. We understand that. But that's a great question. And it was so funny how he answered it because I thought people were like, well, but, So it is amazing there. Let's talk about Atletico. Let's talk about Atletico. Look, guys, I can't wait for that preview. Because let me just say this right now. The tie isn't over. That second leg, is going to be big time. Atletico could catapult. Remember, this is the same Atletico who lost to Dortmund like 5-1, 6-1. So Atletico at home, boom, what's up? Away from home, that's a whole different deal. But look, man, it ain't finished. But guys, man, what a performance. Because the reason why I love that is that it was old school, baby. It was old school. It was taking it back. Taking it all the way back, man. It was old school. Way old school. That's why I loved it so much. That's why I loved that performance was just too real. It was just too real. It was just too real. But it's open season, man. It's open warfare, man. Like, I can't call it. I really can't call it. I really can't, because people saying Juve are done, guys, man, you can't sleep on it. Because I'm going to talk about Cristiano. But look, Cristiano, he wants it. Obviously, he has chances, but trust me, I tell him that Cristiano won't score. Because that guy, he'll dive, he'll crawl, he'll scratch, and everything like that to do because his legacy is on the line. His legacy on the line. Speaking of Cristiano, during the game, he did this. And in the press area, he did this, and he did this. So this was, I've won 5 Champions League trophies. And this was, Atletico have won none. What a guy. What a guy. You see, that kind of attitude is why I find him rather intriguing. That's true. That's why I just find him rather intriguing to do that. Because I was watching ESPN FC, and I think, as the guys were saying, you didn't win those by yourself. You didn't single-handedly lead those things to 5 trophies, because let's look at the first one. You scored in the final. You missed in the penalty shootout. 2014, Sergio Ramos got the clutch goal. Bale got the goal that put Homie ahead, and he scored the penalty, which was the 4th or 5th goal. Let's look at the 2016 penalty shootout. But Ramos scored in an open play. But it was a penalty shootout. Cool. 2017, that's the one where, boom, you played a major role. 2 goals in the final. I'll give you that. 2018, yeah, you hustled all the way through. Didn't really show up in the final, bro. Benzema did. Beast Mode did. So, you know, it's it's interesting, man. But look, I still believe that there's a scary narrative, because I think someone mentioned that there's a scary narrative. I just think that because life rhymes in a very sick way. Life rhymes in a very sick way. There's a very sick feeling that I have that Juventus will probably win the Champions League in the season that Buffon left them. And you know what would be worse? Imagine if Juventus faced PSG in the final and they beat them in that final. So that's Champions League talk done. Let's talk transfer ban. Oh Lord, Chelsea's transfer ban. So obviously, I've put my video out there and given my thoughts about everything. So again, at the moment right now, Chelsea are actually going to appeal. They go, yo, Jackman, stop, laughing at show, relax. They're going to appeal. They're going to obviously try and say, yo, what's up? But this is what I want to understand, and I should have actually put this out in a tweet. Does this mean Chelsea can't sell any players? I want someone to give me good intel on that. Does this mean that there's a ban on them selling players? Or does this just cover them buying players? I need to know this. Can they sell? Oh, so well, okay. Wow, so a lot of guys have said that they can sell. Because I remember something similar happening to Atletico or Real Madrid, and I believe there was a ban on buying and selling. So maybe this may be a particular punishment where it's only a ban on buying, but not a ban on selling. Because if they can't sell, Hazard is screwed. If they can't sell, Hazard is gone. He's a goner, man. Like, he's already packed. But if they can sell, but it's a ban on buying, Hazard is gone. So if this thing does go through, because the funny thing is this, and this is why I made the point, it is a disaster. It is a full disaster. If this is true and the appeal is rejected, there is no way in hell Sarri can remain manager. No way. Because Sarri needs players. He needs his players. And remember, Pep said in the whole press conference, because he was like defending Sarri, that look, man, it takes a lot of time in your first season in a new league, and it was critical for Pep to look at that one season and in the summer say, boom, I need this. He bought like 4 or 5 new players in that summer. And I said that Sarri can't buy anyone in the summer or January. No way. No way. Like, no way. So if this goes through, he's done. Like, he has to be done. And you're going to bring in a manager who, bro, this is it. This is what you have to work with for 2 transfer windows. So deal with it. So you cannot buy any players until next summer. You cannot buy any players this summer, January, until the next summer. So if this goes through, man, but I look at Tottenham. That's why the key thing is this. Tottenham, it's almost as if Tottenham have had the same punishment as Chelsea, although it was self-inflicted. So pretty much, Tottenham had the same punishment that was self-inflicted, and they're going to be the quarterfinals of the Champions League and the top 3 in the Premier League. But they've got Pochettino. Sarri is a brick. Pochettino is a tier 1 manager. So levels. So I think that really they need to, Chelsea have to bring in a new manager, 100%. They have to bring in a new manager. There is no way in 6 blue hells that they can keep dude. They can keep dude. This is going to be very hard. So let's look at previews now, man. Let's look at some previews now. So some big games happening. So wait, I think there's a big game in La Liga. I'm trying to remember who are Barcelona playing and who are Real playing. I'm pretty sure there's a big game in La Liga. I think someone's playing Valencia or something. So who do Madrid play and who do Barcelona play this weekend? No. Madrid Barca isn't this week. There we go. Sevilla Barca. Okay, cool. Oh, wow, damn, we've got a huge guys. Next Wednesday, Real Madrid Barcelona, second leg of the Copa del Rey. I think it's Saturday or Sunday. Real Madrid Barcelona again in the league. Huge, and potentially season the final, because whoever wins that game on Wednesday pretty much wins the Copa del Rey. And if whoever is the winner in that game next weekend is 100% the La Liga winner. Although, even if Real Madrid win, like for me, I think the La Liga is already done. I think the key game is Wednesday. That is the key game. That is the key defining game. So let's look at stuff that's happening this weekend. So Sevilla, Barca, I think Barca are going to beat them up. Sevilla can't be trusted. Although Sevilla did get pimp slapped at the Camp Nou. Sevilla in Seville are very, very good. Sevilla in Seville are very, very good. And I think if your boy Cannibal can't bloody score against Leon after having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chances, man, it ain't going to be pretty. So that's going to be a fun game. So is that game on Saturday or Sunday? So Sevilla Barcelona, is that on Saturday or Sunday? Please someone tell me. Oh yeah, wait, guys, wait a minute. What's this whole ITV showing La Liga stuff? Is this true? So are 11 Sports like bricks or something? Oh, right, interesting. Huh. Wow. Well done, ITV. Okay, so Liverpool, Man United, man. Again, my preview is going to be dropping tomorrow. I'm trying to film it tonight. My preview will be dropping tomorrow. If Liverpool lose this game, their title is finished. Man United being at home, playing how they're playing, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because this Liverpool team, I just think they've lost a bit of their mojo. You know, I really believe that this Liverpool team have lost just a little tiny, weeny bits of their mojo. So I just don't think that they're really as potent, as dangerous as they were like earlier on in the season, where you just always felt there was an air of inevitability that they would score. United are really good on form. That PSG game was just an anomaly. This United team, with what Solskjaer is coming in to do, changing everything, they don't have any business with what PSG are about. PSG have a prodigy in the team. Okay, with what United have been through, you're not beating a team that has a prodigy. That's not happening. But like, if I was a Liverpool fan, I would not be confident at all. I wouldn't be confident at all because you're playing a team that has a resurgence, and there really isn't pressure on them. Yes, they want to finish top and everything, but based on just how bad their season was under Mourinho, almost anything that Solskjaer is doing is amazing. And playing a resurgent team that sort of play with a bit of freedom and swagger and style and really are attacking, that's a very dangerous thing to play. All the pressure's on Liverpool. Liverpool are going for the title. That's not going for the title. Yeah, they're going for the top 4. But the clowns who are chasing them for top 4, both Chelsea and Arsenal, who are playing like clowns. So the pressure is on Liverpool. And we've seen that when this team have been under pressure, they've not really been able to pull through. You know, keeping it real. When they've been really under pressure, they've not been able to pull through. So if I'm a United fan, I'm very confident. If I'm a Liverpool fan, I can't be confident. You know, like, again, I look back at that game against Bayern. Yes, Bayern defended well and everything, almost had a masterclass. You couldn't register a single goal against a Bayern side who considered 2 goals against Augsburg. At home, at the crib. If you can't score at the crib against a Bayern side who considered 2 against Augsburg, why should I have confidence you'll score any kind of G's at the Trafford? So, is me just, dotting the I's, slashing the T's. Crossing the T's, dotting the I's. I think that's how they say it. So yeah, that's So yeah, I mean, look, I'll give my Scotland and my full-on detailed review tomorrow. Oh, CFC Anush, thank you for the super chats. He says, obviously, Chelsea fan, we can still sign players. FIFA might reduce ban. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best, because if it is a full-on ban, that'll be great. But you know what? I think this kind of things happen. I think something similar happened to Atletico and Real Madrid, and I felt that it was either reduced or they just didn't have it go through. So who knows how that appeal will go? So maybe if that appeal goes well, they may just reduce it, which I think would help. I think they did reduce it for Atletico. I think it was 2 windows and they just reduced it to 1 window, I believe. This is the moment of truth for Sarri on Sunday. But I have to be very sure, and I will say this again on my preview. If Alonso starts and Hudson-Odoi isn't starting, Sarri has to be sacked. He's going to be sacked and he's going to be admitted into a mental institute. He has to be. You have to do, because then I'll tell the government or anyone that, look, this guy is showing clear signs of dementia. He's showing clear signs of psychosis. That is a clear pattern of a man who is mentally insane. If he starts Alonso, I'm not Hudson-Odoi, he's mentally insane. So then you shouldn't really actually mock him or be angry with him. He just needs to be admitted into a mental home. I mean, City are heavy favorites, guys. Let's just keep it real, man. I'm not sure how Chelsea win this game. The only thing that is in Chelsea's favor, which really isn't a footballing thing, is this is a one-off game. This is a one-off game. Winner takes all. Who is better on this given day? City smacked open and flip mode squadded and realized and relaxed Chelsea at the Etihad. Chelsea handed them their first out. 2-0. They handed them the first out at the bridge. So, but the issue with that is that Chelsea team was a very different Chelsea team at the bridge. The Chelsea team that we see now, void of any real confidence. I think that they've lost the belief and the confidence in the coach. Whereas City, I think that's the key thing. And this is the key thing there. Much of that City team who beat Schalke away from home, being a man down, will be playing in that game on the weekend, on Sunday. For Sarri, my fear is that I don't think this dude will start Hudson-Odoi. I think this dude will start Alonso. That's how chronically insane this man is. That's how chronically flipping insane this man is. So, City are strong favorites, and it's going to be very tough for Chelsea to get that win. But it would be, because literally the way the narrative goes, Chelsea lose. And Sarri is literally under pressure. And literally the only thing that's just holding Sarri's job is the Europa League. That is pretty much how the narrative goes. It would really mess with the narrative and just the balance of the universe if somehow Chelsea win. It would be crazy. It would be absent. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Quick off topic. Who has played Anthem? The game that has come out. Who has played Anthem? Because apparently the game is crap. That's what I'm hearing, because I was watching this Angry Joe review and everything, because it's this new game. So apparently the game is crap, because the graphics look amazing. Those graphics look amazing, but apparently the game is crap. I'm still hustling on some Red Dead Redemption. So a lot of guys talking about Kane, man. You know, let me be real. Let's have a little Harry Kane discussion right now. So if Harry Kane remains at Tottenham, continues to score goals, break goal scoring records, and let's say he even breaks Shearer's goal scoring record, but he never wins a major trophy. What then? I just want to know what then. Yo, Josh Bond, man. Thanks a lot for the super chats, Josh Bond. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you very much for the super chats. Much obliged, man. Much obliged, man. Thank you, man. Much obliged. Oh, another super chat from CFC Anuj, man. If Sarri loses, he'll get sacked. Stephen Holland. Wow. So, damn. If Sarri loses, he'll get... That is interesting. If he was to lose, would he get sacked? As I said, I would sack him if he starts Alonso doesn't start Alonso. But I should say if he loses against... See, the only thing that would keep his job is Abramovich or people would say that, wait a minute, you're still there's still a chance of getting top 4. There's still a chance of you getting top 4. Europa League. I think then he'll say, look, homie, top 4 ain't enough. If you don't win the Europa League, get the hell out of there. Because again, they win the Europa League, go straight into the Champions League. And I don't believe Chelsea can win the Europa League. But again, with Zad, yes, I said it with Zad, who is still top 4 in the world, anything is possible. Anything is possible with Zad. So just specifically on Harry Kane. So if Harry Kane remains at Tottenham, he remains at Tottenham all through his time, and he doesn't win a trophy. He doesn't win a trophy, but he breaks goal scoring records. Is that a good career to have? That's all that I need to know. Is that a good thing to have? Because what if he doesn't? What if he goes through his whole Tottenham career? Because what I want from Harry Kane is that if you're going to be allowed to eat at the same table as Sergio Kun Aguero, go to a team that can give you trophies. Go and prove yourself at Barcelona. Go and prove yourself at Bayern. Go and prove yourself at Juventus. Don't hide behind the shield of Tottenham. Or grab Daniel Levy by the neck, by his collar, and say, yo, best in top place in this club, or ultimatum. Give the flipping dude an ultimatum, and then if you give him an ultimatum, then maybe somehow he will go. But look, guys, Zad, let's go back to Sunday right now. Zad needs to pull through. Because let me tell you right now, based on how Sarri has acted, how he has treated Hudson-Odoi, Sarri doesn't deserve this trophy. He doesn't deserve any trophy whatsoever. He doesn't deserve any trophy whatsoever. But if Zad is somehow possibly able to pull out, because it's going to be pretty much impossible for Zad to do it on his own. Because again, look, there are a lot of complications. There are a lot of complications happening at Chelsea, specifically on the field, off the field, from the scenes, behind the scenes, and so forth. But I think, as I said again, if Chelsea to have any chance whatsoever of winning that trophy and beating City, is going to come through Zad. Zad is going to be has to be the guy who is the difference maker in making something happen. So that's the real, man. That's the real. But yeah, man, I want to just going back to even this whole Champions League talk, because I put a little tweet. I said that this is the most open Champions League that there's. I think this might be this is probably the most open, evenly killed Champions Leagues I can remember. Almost every Champions League I remember growing up, there was always a team that people feared. Like when I was growing up, right at the beginning, people feared AC Milan. They feared AC Milan, they feared Juventus. It was sort of Barcelona, but it was really the Italian teams, Milan, Juventus. Then after the Italian teams, then you had obviously, United were now coming through, Chelsea were now coming through. Then it was the dominance of the Spanish teams. Then it was Barcelona, Real, Barcelona, Real, Barcelona, Real. But we're living on a time where Barcelona are very beatable. Real Madrid are very beatable. PSG don't have Neymar. They're very beatable. Juventus, as you have seen, are very beatable. So there isn't a team that's there. Whoa, geez, man. These are guys that should be feared. But does that mean Atletico will win it? No. FC Porto, no. Roma, no. Tottenham, no. Bayern, no. No. Bayern, no. I think Liverpool. I'm not gonna. I can't put PSG in the conversation. Like, ever since the miracle at Camp Nou, I'm not putting PSG on any list of winning the Champions League. No. Has this generation reached a semi-final? So a particular generation who have never even reached the semi-final of the Champions League, and you don't want me to now be taking them seriously? Really? Are you mad? Are you crazy? But that's what. But as much as I say that this is the most even Champions League that I've seen, maybe this is one in which we have a first-time winner. We have a surprise winner. Because if ever there was a year in which, man, a team out of nowhere wins, it's maybe this year. Because I get that Messi wants this. Let me be real. Messi really, really wants this. Keep it real. He really wants this. He really wants this. But for Messi, you can't do everything on your own. The ooze is the ooze. The ooze is the ooze. Relax. Okay, and the ooze is better than Dembele. Dembele is just much more effective. I would say the ooze is a better football player than Kylian. Kylian is just a prodigy. It's very simple, not hard to understand. Okay, the ooze is the ooze. But Lionel wants this. But Lionel, I get that you want this. But you can't do this on your own. To quote the song by Bobby Brown from Ghostbusters 2. Good movie. Like, if Barcelona run into... If they run into Liverpool, I think Liverpool could beat them. I'm just studying all the teams. You know what? I'm just thinking about it. There's no team to be feared. But I'm just looking at Barcelona. Let's say Barcelona are fully fit, and let's just even say, you know what? Let's put Umtiti in there. Barcelona can beat PSG. I believe Barcelona would beat PSG over 2 legs. I probably believe that they would probably Real Madrid, yeah. Liverpool, I don't know. Bayern Munich, yep. Atletico, yes, 100%. Like Barcelona just have Atletico's not. We say that. Last time Barcelona played Atletico over 2 legs in the Champions League, I think they lost. I think they lost. So but this is what makes things interesting. Remember back in the day when it was the tiki-taka era. You see, that's the funny thing. During the tiki-taka era, that was the team that everyone feared. Almost every single season that Barcelona went into the Champions League, they were heavy favorites. But the funny thing is about when Real Madrid did the 3 in a row, nobody were actually putting them as favorites before that season. In 2016, people were not looking at them as the favorites. In 2017, people were not looking at them as the favorites. In 2018, people were not looking at them as the favorites. So literally, they just came in and just did their thing. So, yeah, because I had my eyes on Juventus. Like, let's put it this way. If Juventus overturn and come through Atletico, they're the team to watch. For sure. They're the team to watch. If Dortmund, which I don't think they will. See, for Juve, I think it's possible they will overturn it. For Dortmund, I don't think they will. If Dortmund overturn the deficit with Tottenham, then you fear Dortmund. Then that's a team that you should definitely fear, man. But it's open, man. It is open season, and it's look, man, it's bloody exciting. But yeah, just really briefly, let's just look at that Barcelona Real Madrid game, man, because that's a big game, Copa del Rey. Because I felt that this season would be a bust for Real Madrid. I really believe that, you know what, based on just what happened with Lopetegui, Solari coming in, that they'd finish up with nothing, and pretty much Barcelona would have the Copa del Rey and La Liga in lock. La Liga is done. La Liga is done. Don't talk to me about Let's Go. Let's Go do not have a chance in hell of cutting down that lead that Barcelona have. So the La Liga is done. Copa del Rey, man, wow. Like, based on how that first leg went, which I think was it 1-1 or something? This can go either way. This can go either freaking way. And I think that Real Madrid, because it's weird, it can go either way. Real Madrid will take a lot of confidence with how they played at the Camp Nou. But remember, Real Madrid have not been great at the Bernabeu. And we all know what happened last season in the league at the Bernabeu. Barcelona got that ass bad. They got that ass bad. Like, I mean, I'll probably have a better idea once it's closer to the match. Because as of right now, it's very difficult for me to pick a winner. It's very difficult for me to pick a winner. That's a crazy one. So wait. I mean, someone just mentioned it, man. Icardi. First off, why make your wife your agent? That's the first thing. You know, just to put out there. Why would you make your wife your agent? And cool, your wife is your agent. At least make sure that if your wife is an agent, her legs are closed. That's the nicest way for me to say it. I don't want to go into any details because this Wonder lady, she seems a bit psycho. And if the reports are true, she may have to be designated as a WHOR. But it's wild, man, and I think that I might actually induct her. I might actually just specifically about find an image. I might just yeah. I might actually because I mean that is British people behavior. That does count as British people behavior because yo. Look, man. Yeah, that was British behavior. So no, but for Icardi, man, what a mess up, man. Like, you really are considered one of the most clinical finishers out there, and now your career could be completely destroyed. So you've been ostracized from Inter Milan. Do Real Madrid still want you? Can you still engineer a move to Real Madrid? And the crazy thing is, people will say it's perhaps a bit of karma. Because people say you took the wife of Maxi Lopez, who I believe was his wife, and now the same thing has happened to you. So maybe it's just that kind of cruel way of the universe saying, "What's up, man?" Is Neymar going to be back this season, or is he out for this season? I also wanted to know that. I just wanted to know. Look. As I said again, I can't speak too much about things because we're living in a hashtag Me Too era, So, and look, this is what I've always said to guys about commenting about football. I have no qualms about anybody commenting on football. Men, women, kids, young, old. Like, I'm not going to comment and say, oh my gosh, you're not allowed to talk about football. You don't know anything about football. That's all cool. But for me, I just feel that I choose to listen to certain people talk about football and I choose to not listen to certain people talk about football, that's just my choice. That's just the choice of a humble Nigerian kid called Double H Halfop, aka, that dude, that kid. So because again, there are some football commentators out there. Again, I can't say anything because it's hashtag Me Too. And in this hashtag Me Too era, they will tear you down and ruin any kind of career you have. But there are some commentators out there where they don't really know what they're talking about, but they know how to sell the brand. They know how to sell the brand, and people rely on clickbait, clickbait headlines and everything. And just to end this, because we've reached the we've reached the hour mark. But just to end this right now, this is what I say to guys, man, is don't fall for clickbait. It's tempting. Trust me, there's times where I've fallen for clickbait, like that headline that is obviously trying to get a reaction out of you. But don't fall for clickbait, because clickbait is, it's wrong, because especially with football analysis, something that I take so real because I love this sport so much, man. You have to be fully real with it. You got to be fully real with this, and if you're not real with it, man, it's you're insulting the purity of the sport. And look, there's some people that like the stuff. There's some people that are drawn to the fakes. The fakes who do it for the views, the fakes who don't really know anything, the fakes who just use whatever part of themselves to sell themselves, which is all cool. And I have no beef against that. But it's your boy Double H. For your boy Double H, for football, all I can do is just give you that real. So on Sunday, Liverpool's season could be ended by United and Labille. On Sunday, City could sack Sarri. If City baptized Chelsea in a final, the club might need to think about, because people already want me to induct the badge, but I think if they get baptized in a final, then I'm inducting the badge. And Real Madrid, man, I think if Real Madrid take one more L in the league, this might be like their worst ever season ever. And as for Dortmund, you clowns, you bunch of, you really gave up a 9-point. I mean, look, guys, it's been swell. I will perhaps see you guys on Monday. Stay fast and have a